would you like to do Halloween 6 one day? And he banged his hand on the desk and said, this is none of your business. I said, yes, it is. He said, how do you mean? I said, well, if you want Halloween 6 one day, Halloween 5 better be good. I came in the room. There were four gentlemen in the room. There was Sam Bitterman, Ramsey Thomas, another script developer with them. To my right, in front of me, the desk of Mustafa Akkad, and I sat in front of Mustafa. And hello, how are you? I don't know. I meet these guys, and I feel a little bit, shy, or in a sort of interrogation room style. And Mustafa said, "So you received the script? Yes. Did you read it? Yes. What did you think of the script?" And I said, "Mustafa, would you like to do Halloween 6 one day?" That's why he was offended. But he was not angry at me. He was just like surprised. And I said, I'm responsible. So he says, what do you think of the script? And I took the script from my bag. I put it on the desk. I looked at it. I looked at the three gentlemen, and I got up. I took the script and I went around the desk and I gently deposited it into his trash can, and I came back. Silence in the room. I mean, heavy silence. And Mustafa looks at me. The three guys, I cannot lift my eyes towards them because they are shooting at me anger and rage. And I said, Mustafa, you've got three series on the market today that are battling for sequels, and you need to keep the identity of Halloween 5. You've got Friday the 13th, it's body count, and it's how they kill the young kids, and it's gory. That's fun. You've got Nightmare on Elm Street, which is the dreamland, which is he attacks where you don't expect him, surprise, and that's an identity. And Halloween, you've got Hitchcockian suspense. You've got characters that you like. You have to live with them. There's very few characters that get killed, but he's unjust. He's the boogeyman. He's the man in the dark. You don't expect him. And it is not gory, it's quick kills, but it frankly unjust. And it has to deal with the feeling guilty of having pleasure with having discovering sexual pleasure for the first time. This is important in Halloween. And he looks at me and says, so what do you think you're going to do? I said, your script doesn't have that. It has the body count. You have a bus load of people that Michael Myers drives off the hill. You've got nightmares where he hits people in nightmares. You've got a mix of the three genres. You've got to go back to building characters and being simple. And so, are you going to rewrite the script with Shem Bitterman? I said, no, I can't. Did you allow me? He says, what? I got up. I went to the door of the office. I opened the door. I said, Bob, can you come in? Bob came in. Mustafa and the three guys were like, what the fuck are you doing, this guy? And I sat with Bob and I looked at Bob and we were facing each other and I said, okay, we've got a girl who committed a horrendous crime against her mother, trying to stab her in the shower. We've got these elements. I don't think the girl is guilty because if she's evil, it's going to take away from Michael Myers' power, his almighty evil power. So how are we going to go about it? And we talked for 15 minutes with Bob in front of Mustafa until Mustafa slammed his desk with his hand and said, okay, I've got enough. Everyone out of my office. Without saying goodbye and so on. Everyone out, 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 out. So we went out with Bob earlier before the three other gentlemen, running away not to get caught up with them, because we did such a stunt. And Bob said, "You're totally crazy. You're mad, Dominique. That's it. You're never going to get it." And 2 hours later, my agent calls me and says, "You got it." But Bob refuses because Bob doesn't want to eat dirt. The salary was not good. Got an appointment tomorrow with Mustafa. Okay, 10 o'clock. All right. And I go the next day to Mustafa and says, "Okay, Dominique, your writer doesn't work for us, or so you're going to write with Shem Bitterman, the original now. It's settled." I said, "Excuse me, can I, Mustafa?" And I do the same thing again. I go to the door. I said, "Michael, come in." And Michael Jacobs comes in, and I go in, and with Michael, we click. There's something going on in our conversation. We do the same thing. Mustafa is alone in his office this day. No, there was Ramsey Thomas, I believe, and that's it. We started writing with Michael.
And do you think you got the job because you sort of were willing to kind of like you kind of put Mustafa on the spot a little bit. You kind of maybe he hasn't had anyone kind of act like that towards him about like in that type of situation, and he maybe like saw something in you potentially.
I believe I got the job because I had nothing to lose. First of all,
Yeah.
I took all risk. I didn't care. Do I do the movie or not? Yes, I wanted to do the movie. Uh, I thought it was impossible to do the movie with the script that I got. It was impossible. I had the hardest time reading the script. It went in all directions, and I felt this is a catastrophe. So I looked. I went to rent all the films I could during the weekend. I got the script on Friday, and I rented at Blockbuster that existed at the time. On VHS. Friday the 13th, Halloween, and of course Nightmare on Elm Street. And I was looking at them and thinking about them, thinking about the film. Um, and so I was prepared, not with the analysis of their script, but more on where is Halloween on the marketplace. What's its potential growth, basically.